Hey everybody, it's the boss lady here coming to you. It's like after midnight. It's the day of my surgery consultation. I got all these questions written down, and I don't know, I woke up with a sense of nervousness. I was asleep and then I just woke up. So anyway, I have so many questions, and who knows if all these questions are going to get answered. I have over, let's see, one page has 11, the other page has 6 questions. Hopefully you can hear me because, like, Boston is up above me making noise, and then I have the fan going too. It's a little hot. But, and I think some of the questions I have are repeats, just asked differently. Yeah. So this is the start of the video. Day of consultation. I'm going to try to take a little bit of, I don't know. I got to take my blood pressure medicine, take my allergy pill, drink some water, and then maybe take a Tylenol, just because I'm feeling still not 100%. So I want to feel better when I go into the doctor today. So this is the beginning of this video. Hopefully I can record a little bit. If not, I definitely will give a full recap once it's over. Hey everybody, it's the boss lady. So it's well after my visit today. So my surgery date has not been solidified. I'll just say it like that. I'm waiting on the scheduler to call me back. They called and I was in the middle of something, so I didn't take the call, and I've been trying to call them back for the last 45 minutes. No answer. So that's that. But the nurse I had, I feel, was very unprofessional. Now, when you are of a certain race, ethnicity, or whatever, and you see your own people, I know you get excited, you know what I mean? But for me, when I'm handling business, I don't care if you black, white, purple, green, polka dots, and stripes. Handle the business appropriately. So, first thing is, the nurse comes out to get another patient, and she says, oh, by the way, Dr. Wilcox is running 30 minutes behind. I look at my watch, and it's already 5 minutes past my time. So I'm like, wait a minute, what now? So I instantly, because, granted, I have sick time and I can, be away, but I had given a time frame of how long I was going to be. So I'm like, what? My job is expecting me back. And, so that was the thing. Okay. So I was already irritated. And yes, blood pressure had raised up. Okay. And so she takes my blood pressure, and she's just like, I should have went the other way. Give me a second, y'all. Okay. So she's just like animated, and she's all kikiing and ha-haing with my mom, and I'm just like, hold on. Okay, I had to check on my boss. But anyway, her husband was here. But, so, like I said, she was kikiing and ha-haing and whatever, and I'm just like, for real? So, anyway, so she's, like, taking my blood pressure. Now, this is a new nurse to me. I never met this girl before, but she was just too how can I say this without being rude? She was too hood for my liking, period. So, I'm going to turn again just a second. So she's just going on. And while she's taking my blood pressure, her and my mom are holding conversation, which does nothing for me. So I'm irritated by the conversation, and so my blood pressure. First of all, I'm already anxiety through the roof about why I'm there. Blood pressure went sky high. They took my pressure 3 times. My pressure never came down. So that was concern number 1 when talking with the surgeon. But met the surgeon, beautiful lady. She doesn't work with interns, so that's a plus for me. She was very thorough. I did not, because I was upset about the blood pressure piece and the nurse, I did not turn on my camera to record. But she was very thorough, showed me exactly what she's going to do, show the diagram. Then my surgery will be laparoscopic. I will have 3 cuts, like 1 at my belly button and then 1 on each side, like kind of almost to the hip. And then everything will be pulled out vaginally. I will have my cervix removed, my uterus, and my fallopian tubes. I will be keeping my ovaries. She said unless she gets in there and something's wrong with her ovaries will stay intact. She's saying 6-week recovery. 95% chance I will not be staying in the hospital. When we talked about the surgery date, that's when it got a little funky, because now that it's May, she might be booked for June 11th, so I might have to do June 25th. If that is the case, I still will be on time to come back to work in August 11th, so she's okay with that. She answered all my questions, like all of them. Like, she was very thorough, very, very, very thorough. The one thing that came up outside of the blood pressure is the fact that I had that DVT in 2015. So, she's asked me, was I tested for this and tested for that? And I was like, lady, that was 10 years ago. Like, for real? And so she asked me about blood thinners. I said, yeah, I did the blood thinners for 3 months like I was asked to. They did the test again. I was good. Didn't have to, so I was good. So she's, she said 1 or 2 things could happen. They could do a recommendation or, put a request in for recommendation and see what they come back as. Or I may have to go see the blood clot doctor. I forgot. Hemo something. Not hematology, but it's something. So I may have to go see one of those doctors just to get cleared. And also will possibly have to do blood thinners for 2 weeks after the surgery. She did say when I am discharged, I will be given 5 medications. Ibuprofen, Tylenol, a narcotic, something for gas, and something, a stool softener or something. I don't know. Something like that. And I said, so this stuff I don't have to buy? She was like, no. She said, I'm going to give you I was like, oh, okay. So, this, she wanted, when we consulted today, she wanted to know what all had I tried before getting to this point. And I'm like, lady, I'm thinking to myself, you didn't read the record? But I appeased her. Because she was trying to talk about possible IUD. And I'm like, if you won't do it, I'll find somebody else who will. Period. So anyway, I was able to, I went through the history, you know, and I told her, I said, outside of this time, I was told 2 other times to have hysterectomy, and I shied away from it, scared to do it, this and that, whatever. But I told her about, you know, my cycles and, you know, puppy pads and diapers and all the things. So she was like, okay. So, and she said, I've read your chart. So she knew she is wanting to talk to me and see kind of where my head was at. I get that. So, yeah, I'm just waiting to schedule. And once I get it finalized and scheduled, then once I get it scheduled, then I schedule my pre-op. I see what the recommendation about the blood clot doctor, what they say, if I got to come in or whatever, you know what I mean? And that'd be that. So, yeah. So, the nerves is real. The nerves is nerving. The surgery will be at the hospital that I gave birth to Miss Peanut. So, that's kind of a bittersweet situation. I gave birth there, and now I will give up my birth canal. You know what I mean? Or whatever. So, yeah. How am I feeling right now? Outside of the blood pressure piece and the piece about the blood clot, I'm okay. I mean, the way she told me, you know, you're going to have some pain. She said, stay on top of your meds, set alarms for your meds, this, that, and whatever. So, I'm good with that. So, yeah. I'm going to text my boss. I'm going to text her. Since I talked to her husband real quick, he was like, she's doing okay. So, I'm going to text her just to say hi. But, yeah. I might even, well, what's today? Today is Thursday. Surgery was Tuesday. I might give her one more day before I call. But I am at least going to try to text her and see if she responds. But okay. I gotta go. Field trip just returned. It is after school. I'm supposed to be off work, but I gotta go back and finish some work in my office, and then I'm going home for the day. But just wanted to give you guys that update. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.